Ogre, or Ogre's Bridge, is the task where you'll be laying on the turf, placing your heels on the inside of the plate, and then bring the heels up underneath your body, lift your hips up in the air to a position that's known as a bridge. And then with your hips in the air, drive the feet back outwards away from you, and then come down to a lying flat position. This task primarily hits the glutes and hamstrings, and it is important that you get the timing of the bridge correctly. Sometimes errors on this task come when people try to pull their heels in with their hips up, which is next to impossible, or they'll be lying flat when they're kicking their feet back out to the starting position. Another form nuance of this task is to make sure that your hands, elbows, and the back of your arms are not in contact with the turf at any point during the exercise. The reason we do this is highlighted by this footage from an old video prior to enforcing the rule that your hands must remain off the turf. Notice how when your elbows, hands, or the back of your arms are on the turf, it's just an extra point of stability for which you're able to help assist your hips to lift in the air. You'll find that when your hands are in the correct position, it forces your glutes and hamstrings to work that much more. Other things to look out for is to make sure that you're not rushing through the movements. One way to do this is to have a slight pause at the beginning and end of each movement. This will double check that you're coming all the way inward as far as you can with your heels to your rear end, and then getting up as high as you can into the bridge position with your hips. So you would pause when you bring your heels in, pause again when your hips come up, and then pause again when you get fully extended with your heels. Finally, try to make sure that your knees get fully extended before you come to a rest on the turf. This little bit is easier said than done. After performing 10 reps, Tarzan the plate to the far end zone to perform another 10 reps, Tarzan back to complete it.